get this going. Click on that. Okay. Share. All right. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Allen, Putnam, and Van Wert counties. This is until 9:15 this morning, and it actually just popped up. For the warning, uh, we have uh, it's warned for quarter-size hail, but it looks like we just now got a report of half-dollar size hail, um, 2 miles southwest of Fort Jennings. Now this is going to be moving off to the uh, northeast. So where you see the pink area right in here, this is going to be moving towards Vaughnsville, Columbus Grove, Benton Ridge, Gilboa, Pandora, um, those areas. So if you live in these areas, definitely stay indoors, um, because this has a history of producing large hail. Uh, if we go here and look at vertically, yeah, okay, so right in here, right in the white area, this is uh, a very telltale sign of hail, and um, we have um, hang on one second. Uh, we have hail in this white area, and radar is actually now picking up on 2 inches, 2-inch hail. Um, so the storm seems to be strengthening. Now this is along the warm front, and a lot of times this can produce very large hail, and we are definitely seeing that this storm actually has a long history, um, all the way back here in Kokomo. All okay. Are we back? All right, we're back. So give me one second. Okay, sorry about that. My laptop crashed, and I lost the stream for a second. So, all right. We got a report near Van Wert of golf ball size hail with this storm. And it's quickly moving off to the northeast. We got half dollar and a golf ball size in Van Wert, and I just got a report um, in Gilboa um, of nickel size hail. Um, so the storm, wow, the storm now, based on radar, is showing up to tennis ball size hail, and I don't think we're looking at that quite that big in hail size, but definitely, as mentioned earlier, back in Van Wert, um, there apparently was golf ball size hail that fell. Uh, so again, very strong thunderstorm. This is sitting right over Cairo right now. Um, it's just south of Pandora. It's heading towards Bluffton, Mount Croy, or Corey Rawson, Benton Ridge, and eventually on the south and east side of Findlay. You're going to be next in line and eventually up into the Tiffin area as well. I do have a lot of family up in Tiffin. So if you guys are watching this, the storm is a very strong thunderstorm with a long history of producing very large hail. So if we go back down into the storm, let's go back to what I was going to look at. Okay, now it looks like it took more of an easterly track. It's turning a little bit more to the right, so I'm wondering if it must be anchoring along the warm front. Now this actually has an opportunity to rotate, which we'll look at that in a second. Wow, the hail size is really going up. We got a report in Columbus Grove of quarter size hail in Columbus Grove, quarter size hail. Radar is now, wow. Okay, radar is picking up on 3-inch diameter hail. And if that was actually falling, we're talking about bigger than baseballs. So if you're in Beaver Dam, Bluffton, still in Mount Croy, in Rawson, in Genera, Arlington, Mount Blanchard, Wharton, Cary, Van Loo, McCutcheonville, Upper Sandusky, Sycamore. If you're in these areas, I'll tell you what, pretty much if you are along or north of US 30, you want to take cover now. Let's look at the latest warning. Okay, so they have increased the hail size now to ping pong ball size hail, even though there is a report of golf balls. So it may go up even more, but needless to say, this thing is producing some very large hail now, and is moving. Hang on one second. This latest warning goes out until 10 a.m. For Crawford, Hancock, and Seneca counties in northwest Ohio. Again, that's till 10 a.m. So for the next 45 minutes, and I'll tell you what, for as fast as this storm's moving, I highly doubt um, it'll take that long to go through the area that's warned. Let's look at the warning. It's moving east at 60 miles an hour. So it's literally moving at highway speeds to the east. So if you're on US 30 heading west, get off preferably south if you can. Um, if you're near Dunkirk, just north of Dunkirk on 30, get off on that exit right there and get down on US 68 and head south away from this, because this is really starting to produce very significant hail. Hail size is continuing to increase. Radar is now picking up on 3.25 inch hail. We're now approaching between baseball and softball size hail. Very, very significant hail size. So hang on one second. Okay. Sorry, just looking at a couple of things here. Okay. Again, very large hail. That's the main threat with this. It is the very, very large hail. Okay. So if we back this out a little bit, give you a perspective of the whole storm. This goes all the way to Bucyrus, and now the warning is going to put it south of Tiffin. I definitely agree with that. Looks like Arlington, Upper Sandusky, Bucyrus, and now this may eventually head into the Mansfield area. So if you live in Mansfield, just a heads up, if you're in this warning, and you have time, put your car away, get everything taken care of, because this again is producing very, very large hail. Let's see if there's any rotation. Okay, this is also kind of getting far away from the radar site. Yeah, it's too hard to say right now. Try looking at it from Cleveland. Okay, so there is a rotation signature showing up from Cleveland. And from here it's showing significantly smaller hail, but still very large hail, 2.25 on Cleveland's radar. If we look at velocity, again, this is going to be very very far away, so we won't look at that. And I'll tell you what, it actually does look better from Fort Wayne, so we'll go back to Fort Wayne. And this is part of a much bigger system that is set to uh, have some significant tornadoes out in Illinois and parts of Indiana. And later on tonight, there is a chance that here in Ohio we could be dealing with the possibility of some isolated tornadoes. Um, so definitely, this is not the end of it. This is just round one. Hail is size is continuing to rise. We're now looking at 3.5 inches based on radar. So at the very least, we're looking at a ton of hail in this storm. Very, very impressive supercell. And let's see if let's check the warning again. Okay, that has not changed. So again, if you're in Genera, Arlington, Mount Blanchard, Wharton, Cary, Upper Sandusky, Nevada, Sycamore, and Bucyrus, definitely take cover now. This storm is racing, continues to race off to the east. Man, look at all of the hail reports that have come out of this. Again, the biggest being golf ball size in Van Wert. And this is just a very impressive looking storm. Okay, so let's see if we get new skin. Hang on a second. I need to take a drink. Okay, so again, this is moving to the east at roughly 60 miles an hour. I believe that, yes, still 60. We'll see if this hail marker will update here in a minute. Now you see all these lightning strikes. These are not individual lightning strikes. I'm not sure if it shows up on the stream here, but when I put my cursor over this one, this is saying that there's been 9 strikes in the last 15 minutes. This one over here says 1 in the last 2 minutes. This one has 11 in the past 5 minutes. So what you have here is this entire storm is lighting up with lightning. So that is another concern, and look at the surge now in lightning. The number of strikes just went up, and you notice too, you got these strikes well ahead of what seems to be the storm. So if you're in this warning, you are actually at risk of having strikes near you. And this is a very, very strong thunderstorm. Supercell thunderstorm, which is very rare in Ohio. And it is rare, but not uncommon. Or let me rephrase that. It's rare, but not unheard of. Okay, so we have see here. Just looking to see if I have anything new. Um, okay, nothing. I'm not seeing anything new. Okay. Hopefully we'll get a new update here in a second with that hail core. I'm not sure why it's stuck back there. Um, Also, looking at information in regards to the severe weather later today, um, the Storm Prediction Center recently put their new update out. Um, while I have a second, I'm looking at that as well. Um, and they did advance the enhanced risk further to the east. Um, it does not involve any parts of Ohio, but it does involve uh, half of Indiana. So the threat seems to be shifting more to the east. Um, so we'll see what happens as time goes on. But again, we have this one severe thunderstorm, and there's the update. Still showing 3¼ inch hail. And this is now sitting right on top of Arlington, just north of Dunkirk. Again, riding along US 30. This is going to come right into Mount Blanchard, Wharton, just north of Forest, Kirby, and Upper Sandusky. And then as time goes on, just along and south of Cary, Vanlue, you'll be on the outer edge of it. Sycamore, Nevada will most likely get in on the hail. Bucyrus, as long as this does not weaken, we're talking about some, again, very, very large hail. There's the whole warning as we back out, just to give you an idea of the direction it's heading. I think eventually it will move away from US 30 because US 30 makes that southeast turn towards Mansfield. This would be heading towards eventually Shelby and Ashland areas. See if we have any other storms. We got a thunderstorm that's crossing out of Henry County and getting ready to head into Wood County in southern Lucas County, and that's actually eventually going to head into western portions of Ottawa County. Now, this storm is not severe at the moment, but it is a thunderstorm. There is lightning with it. And then we got another one near Paulding that is beginning to go up as well. But I don't see anything else other than this lone supercell. Now, I just saw that the warning was updated, so let's look at it again. Okay, so they've upped the hail size and the wind or the speed that it is moving. So this is now warned for golf ball size hail, and is moving east at 70 miles an hour. So if you're in this warning, you do not have time, a lot of time at all to um, get out of the way or take cover from this thunderstorm. So tell you what, if you're in the warning, just do it now. Take cover now. Um, this is a very, very significant thunderstorm with a ton of lightning, heavy downpours, and again, what's now being warned for golf ball size hail. Um, so uh, definitely take this seriously. Um, if you're not in this area, but you know somebody that lives in this area, give them a call. Let them know what's coming. Um, Golf ball size hail will definitely leave dents in your car. It can damage windows. Uh, so definitely want to take this seriously. Um, Now that we're getting closer to Cleveland, let's try looking at this from Cleveland. Um, let's go down here. Okay, so that's showing 2 inch, 2.25 inch hail on Cleveland's radar. And again, this may be, it's kind of hard to get in this area and see um, what's really going on. Yeah, we're still in the uh, what they call the dead zone in between radars. So velocity wise, I'm not going to be able to see much. Um, but again, this is most likely a hail threat. Now, as I look at Cleveland's radar, we got another thunderstorm near Massillon. So if you're in the Canton, Massillon area, you may be hearing rumbles of thunder. This is a strong looking thunderstorm. Not severe by any means, but it could strengthen as it moves east by a little southeast. We go back up here. Again, there's the storm near Bowling Green. So that's kind of what we have right now. And then this very large, severe thunderstorm in portions of Hancock County that's getting ready to move into northern portions of Crawford County. We may be actually seeing a split happen, which if that happens, watch for this storm to ride off to the northeast, and that one could also produce some hail. So New Regal, Bloomville, south side of Tiffin, Republic. You're not quite out of the woods. It looks like we got a strengthening thunderstorm moving your way. So we go back down here. It doesn't look, and I know this is from a different radar site, but it doesn't look as impressive as it did earlier. As a matter of fact, the hail size just went down significantly. We're down to $half dollar size hail showing up on radar. So hopefully that is a sign that this storm is beginning to weaken, and maybe we can avoid um, any more severe weather. That would be nice for the time being. But again, later on, we're looking at the possibility of more uh, more hail, and even even some tornadoes potentially. But again, um, still a severe storm. There's an uptick in the northern storm with the lightning. So, uh, again, we could be seeing a splitting of cells. And that one will also have the potential to produce um, some large hail. Okay, so if we go back, uh, wow, so now we've got an uptick in lightning on the southern storm as well, uh, which is actually um, signs of strengthening. So it'll be interesting to see the next scan that comes up. And I think we got a new update. Okay, so we do have an update on the warning. It is um, this produced golf ball size hail in Arlington. So this storm is still producing very large hail, um, and it continues to move to the east at 70 miles an hour. I would not be surprised if there was also some damaging winds out of this. Let's look at velocity again. Man, it's right on the edge of where that we'd start to get some good data from it. If we zoom in, okay, now you notice the pink colors have really gone down with time, so it definitely looks like the storm's weakening. Definitely still capable of producing hail. Let's look at another way of looking at it. See, back when it was over here by Arlington, you have the white and almost dark gray shaded area, which is very, very indicative of extremely large hail. That is likely sitting over here, over Wharton now. So we'll have to, yeah, because there's the lightning update, and there's the hail marker update. Still at 1.25 inches, so still severe criteria, but much, much better than what it was earlier. Um, uh, I should say much less than what it was earlier. We're in a much better situation. Um, this storm is really starting to weaken. Um, Real quick, let's go back over here. Now this storm near Canton now is strengthening, and this is showing ping pong ball size hail. It's not severe warned yet, but it could here momentarily. Um, and if it does, we'll have to watch that one as well. Let's go back up by Bowling Green. That storm looks to have weakened. It looks like the warm front has stuck just north of I-30 for the time being. Okay, there's the report. Several reports of dime to golf ball size hail in Arlington. So hang on one second. Okay. Looks like the new hail cores with the northern storm now heading up towards McCutcheonville and Sycamore areas. So if you're up in that area, definitely have a risk for some hail. And okay, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for the Canton storm. So let's go over there real quick. This is right over Canton right now. The hail core looks to be just south of the city. And if we click on the warning, this is warned for quarter-size hail and winds up to 50 miles an hour, which 50 miles an hour is not severe criteria, but quarter-size hail is. It's 1 inch in diameter. And it is moving to the east by slightly southeast, but it says on the warning to the east at 60 miles an hour. So real quick, if you're in Canton, North Industry, East Canton, Malvern, Minerva, and even out to East Rochester. Same thing as I said before. Take cover. Put your vehicles away if you can, and yeah, the hail size on that one is growing. Let's go back to our other storm real quickly. Got another storm developing near Paulding. Actually, that may have been the one that was still there from earlier. But if we go back into our first severe warned storm, ooh, okay. This feature right here that almost it looks like a hook. This is potentially showing some signs of trying to rotate. If we go to velocity mode, it's again just too far away. too far away to really see, but that I don't like that hook signature. That usually means that the the winds are wrapping around and trying to rotate. Um, so uh, let's see. Yeah, definitely a bit of a hook. Sorry, I'm getting some information here. I'll be honest, the storm actually looks like it's trying to weaken, but if you're in Upper Sandusky, take cover just in case the storm's trying to rotate. Um, these storms uh, could definitely do it very quickly today. Um, this thunderstorm developed quickly in Indiana and also significantly strengthened as it crossed out of Indiana and into Northwest Ohio. Um, if we go back to the Canton storm, this one actually has a Boeing feature, which is usually a sign, excuse me, that there's some high winds trying to push out from it. Um, by the way, the Stark County warning goes until 10:15 this morning, and has the uh, potential. It was for quarters. Um, hang on one second. Okay, so um, okay, so again, um, this one's starting to weaken too, showing under an inch hail now, which would be under severe criteria, but um, it's still warned and definitely has um, a hail threat. So let's go back to the other one. We're just kind of gonna bounce back and forth, and you can see the reports from basically the Ohio line to where it's at now. And that first one was at that would have been at 8:54. So that was an hour ago, and look how far it's traveled. Um, it's moved across roughly 3 to 4 counties in an hour. So it just goes to show how fast these storms are moving today. Got another thunderstorm developing uh, right over Trio, just west of Shelby. We'll have to watch that one. Um, this storm looks like it's potentially weakening. Um, the other threat with today is okay, now we got a hail marker. So this will be the next one to watch. Uh, where I live in Oak Harbor, we've had some fairly significant flooding. My house is basically an island right now. Uh, so flooding is a huge threat today. This is round one. Well, technically round two, but round one of the severe weather, and we have uh, potentially another 2 rounds to go later on this afternoon and into tonight. Um, so uh, if we go back down into this, now it's showing under it's showing a 1/2 inch size hail. So this storm is definitely weakening, and I expect that now they will not um, extend the severe thunderstorm warning for this particular storm, but the storm ahead of it is picking up strength and has a 1 inch hail marker um, on it. So we'll have to see if this if this starts to strengthen and potentially produce some large hail and go severe warned. Um, okay, so I'm back. I believe. Wait and see if the stream pulls up. Okay, so I think we're back. Yep. All right. Anybody that was watching, I apologize. Apparently, the laptop that I have was not the right type of laptop to choose. It's crashed twice now, so I'll have to do with what I got. Anyway, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning. Um, this is going to be for Carroll in Columbiana County until 10:30 a.m. This is going to include Hanoverton, Lisbon, Elkton, West Point, Summitville, Rogers, Winona, East Palestine. And the warning says it's for quarter size hail and is moving east at 50 miles an hour. Now this goes all the way to the Ohio Pennsylvania border. Um, and this storm actually looks like it's weakening too, so we may lose those warnings here in a minute, or well, not in a minute, in the next half hour, because that's when this latest warning will expire. Until then, again, possibility of some hail. There's there's an inch showing up again. So these storms, they go up and down in intensity, and once you think they're gonna do one thing, they'll do another. But we'll stick with this until it gets out of the state. Once it gets out of Ohio, I'm going to get off just because I'm having the issues that I'm having, and I want to be ready for the more significant severe weather that is supposed to be coming later. So okay, so again, showing 1-inch hail. I have not had any reports out of this one for hail. If we go back to Cleveland, because that just to look at that backstorm real quick. Yes. So this storm does not is just below severe criteria, but is again not warned. So we'll stick with this. We'll stick with this last storm until it either leaves the state or loses its warning, which I think it's going to lose its warning. Or, well, if I'm on the right radar site. Well, maybe it won't. Still about an inch. Again, moving off to the east. Okay. Tell you what, to save and also try to figure out what's going on with my laptop. If you're in Hanoverton, Lisbon, Elkton, West Point, Summitville, Rogers, West Point, LaCroft, and East Palestine, and basically on the Ohio Pennsylvania border. Um, Keep in mind that this storm will be heading your way. It is severe warned, and uh, there is the potential for quarter size hail with this storm. Um, since there's no tornado warning, I'm going to get off and try to figure some things out. And, well, as soon as I do that, there's a link in the hail size, or at least the colors there. You see that pink. Um, and also the lightning as well. Uh, we just lost the severe thunderstorm warning for Stark County, which definitely makes sense. Stark County's in the clear. Um, all right. I'm going to shut it down before I lose it again. So if you watched or if you are still watching, thank you. And if any more severe weather pops up later, I will be on.